What is ChatGPT doing, and why does it work? Let's find out. If your goal is to become a large language model prompt engineer, then you need to read this book. This video is not sponsored in any way. It's just a great book. I read it a couple of days ago, felt pretty inspired, and learned an awful lot about how ChatGPT works. However, I did place an affiliate link to Amazon.com in the comment section down below. I got the book on Amazon.com, but I saw through Google search that Wolfram sells it on their own website, and there might even be some other outlets. But anyway, I paid $8 US for it. And since we're data scientists and all, that breaks down to $5 to Wolfram and $2.68 to Amazon and 32 cents to me if you click the affiliate link down below. If you're new to large language models and ChatGPT in particular, then you might also want to check out this video from Harvard CS50. If you're already well versed in AI and machine learning, then you can get through this book in less than 5 hours. But more generally, I'd say your understanding of the subject matter in this book is going to be directly proportional to your background in discrete math and computer science. Some reasons why you should check out this book. First, because I said so. Another reason to read this book is because Bill Gates thinks that it's a good book. And for what it's worth, Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI, and Bill Gates owns a lot of Microsoft. And Bill Gates reads a lot and understands the subject matter pretty well. So if he thinks it's a good book, then it might be a good book. Stephen Wolfram, the author of this book, he's uniquely qualified to be talking about this subject matter. First, he's got a 40-plus year kind of a legendary background in computational mathematics. He's the founder and CEO of the foremost company on that subject matter. It's called Wolfram, just like him. And they produce Wolfram Alpha, Wolfram Language, and some other products. I've been around those on the periphery for 30 years, so most of the time that company's existed. And an awful lot of what that software does are the types of things that OpenAI not only needs as part of the sausage making of their product, but you also need to know about as well. I'm going to assert that this book is generically useful to explain most, if not all, of the large language models that are coming onto the market right now in mid-late 2023. ChatGPT exists to solve the problem of text completion. That is, producing a reasonable continuation of whatever text it's been provided vis-a-vis a prompt up to this point. ChatGPT follows a trajectory in linguistic feature space. I took that right out of the book. Sounds awesome, doesn't it? It follows semantic laws of motion that conform to certain meaning space. Now, if you read the book, you'll learn what each of those three terms mean. So that's my teaser for you. And here's the thing, that's 4 kind of word salads for the moment, perhaps, but Stephen Wolfram is uniquely qualified to speak in depth on all 4 of those subjects. And these are fundamental to how and why ChatGPT is able to do what it does. On a sidebar, the book uses a great phrase from start to finish as its explanation of what's happening kind of blow by blow through the process. And the phrase is, the great thing about AI is, and so you would feed that to ChatGPT and then it's going to give you an answer. This is an exciting technology, but it's not without its flaws. Now, I've read about, and so have you, probably hallucinations and that sort of thing, but it goes farther than that. I mean, OpenAI is a very new company. They've received $10 billion up to today in capital commitments, and I can't profess to know precisely where all that capital's gone, but I do know where it has not gone, and that is, it hasn't gone to customer service, and it hasn't gone to onboarding documentation to get prompt engineers up to speed. So that's That's where this book comes in, and videos like this and others that are similar. Okay, so moving on. There's this excellent high-level explanation that begins with two simpler examples, so you can kind of start with those and then kind of step your way up to the large language model. The first example is numerical optical character recognition. That's famous because it's the first commercial application of anything that's making use of artificial intelligence vis-a-vis neural network kinds of technology for a commercial implementation. It's a great example because you only have 10 possibilities, and so that creates a lot of luxuries as far as academically how the problem is approached of recognizing one digit from another. But the first lesson that I think that bears meaning on this video and kind of your strategic approach to consuming this book is that the reality is that the math in large language models gets cerebral pretty quick. Now, that's not to mean that mere mortals like myself and you are incapable of sorting things out. I mean, like one example of that is even that you see with something as simple as numerical optical character recognition is a mathematical concept called Voronoi tessellation. And here's a thing that I made myself about 7 or 8 years ago that demonstrates what it is. Suffice it to say that it goes beyond equation of a line and basic college algebra, and it's a little snippet of a whole bunch of what's inside of the sausage making of this particular product. Now, having said all that, simplicity is key to OpenAI's strategy for ChatGPT, and so don't lose sight of that. I mean, an awful lot of the brain cell killing that they're doing to come up with what they did is really around how to simplify as much as possible the neural network that they're creating. Okay, some concrete concepts that you'll get early on in this book are that the English language has round about 50,000 words. It translates coincidentally to around 50,000 tokens, and tokens are what OpenAI and really all large language models work with. And so the neural net that OpenAI creates consists of 50,000 neurons. Those are connected by 175 billion neuron connectors, and each of those connectors has a precision that's not more than 10 digits. So that kind of gives you the working set for what the company OpenAI needs to process. Like when they want to train this model, each thing that they're doing needs to pass through these 175 billion connectors at least one time. All right, the next thing, you're going to learn what an embedding is. You'll see references to embeddings on the OpenAI page, and more specifically, when you get inside of the API, at least the one for Python, there's a service called Embeddings, but they don't take any effort to explain what an embedding is. And it's fundamental. It's not my purpose to explain to you on this video what it is, but you want to read this book and get Stephen Wolfram's explanation because it's excellent. All right, next up, Stephen does a really good job of explaining what a transformer is and the fact that it's crucially important for what ChatGPT does. And he goes into good detail, the right amount of detail, in a way that I think most people can understand about what those are and how embeddings and fine-tunings interact with that piece of their model. And most importantly, as far as the concrete takeaways from this book, are what the algorithm actually is. And I'm pleased to tell you that Stephen presents that in 3 really simple steps. No spoilers in this video, so I'm not going to tell you what they are. Get the book, read it, check it out, and you'll be a pro. If you found this helpful and you want to get the book, then don't forget that there's an affiliate link in the comment section down below, and also subscribe and like because that's really helpful. And yeah, that's it. See you in the next video.